Cool.
Hello, beautiful souls. It's Dr. Danny and Dezarey. We have a very fun, relaxing teaching, a little bit of astrology, a little bit of tarot. I think this is going to be a really cool discussion tonight. I have a few slides for you about just the concept of alchemy, the idea of using energy. Hello, beautiful
Sorry.
soul.
Yep,
It's
that
Dr.
happened to
Danny. I'm
me.
back.
Yes.
Hey, Look Up Astrology. Thank you so much for being here. Yeah, so that way Desiree doesn't have to moderate when she's throwing the tarot cards. Actually, I was thinking, Desiree, I was going to give you next week off.
Okay.
Well, not well from presenting at any rate, because on Tuesday of next week, Michael Hartigan and I of One Sky Astrology are going to have a little chit chat right here on my channel.
Oh, okay. Is that the
Yeah.
Eclipse? Oh, no, not the Eclipse. Uranus?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. So that's the guy who's going to do Uranus with me on the 4th of October. So we roll these classes out live. And what I have tried to do with each of the rollouts as I've moved through these archetypes is to embody the energy of that planet within the rollout. Like how would Jupiter roll out a course, right? Well, he would give it away. He would give it away. He would give it away to hundreds of people because he's generous and he's abundant. Okay.
Right.
So, um, so that's what I did. I offered that course for free, and it was like the whole package. I mean, you got me for 2 hours. You got me live. You got Jupiter in aspect to the planets. You got Jupiter in the houses, in the signs, medical Jupiter, everything. I mean, it was really, really good, and a resource document so you could refer to it. So we gave that away. Then we did Neptune with Maria Schumacher, and it was such a flow. Like every time I tried to resist what was happening, it just gave me anxiety. So I just let it flow, and we ended up just kind of doing it. I had a template of slides, but I wasn't sure what to put in there because we were kind of just going with it. And so we met live, and she showed up, and I filled in the slides as she was talking, and we were going back and forth about Neptune. So it was all very flowing, right? Just like Neptune would be like, it'll work out.
Right. Yes. That's a great idea. I think I read the beginning part of your email that you sent out earlier about that. Yeah. I didn't get through the whole thing.
And so
Yeah.
I was talking with Michael today, actually. We met just to kind of catch up and, schedule the live and to think about how we wanted to work together. And I told him, I said, there's this humanitarian sort of giving back, working for a cause kind of energy that goes with Uranus, as well as the rebellious energy, as well as the metamorphosis. And so I suggested to him that any profits that we make, aside from the expenses to, keep the site working and all that good stuff, we would donate it to something. And I offered to donate it to his partner's disability fund. So we are going to do that. And I am just so excited. I'm just so much more excited about this class than I was before because she's going through a tough time. She's trying to get disability. She keeps getting denied. It's a long process. You're in pain. You can't work. You don't feel valuable because you're not contributing. And it just sucks to have to beg. And so like, I say, let's get together as a community and help these people. We definitely need to come together sometimes to help each other out. Give a hand up, not a hand out.
Awesome. Yes. I'm definitely signing up for the class.
Cool. Yeah. So once we get the live out and we get everybody in, then all of that will go to her. She has a GoFundMe. So and then so you can take this class feeling good that you're helping someone. Then you're also going to get a crown chakra meditation and activation. So we're going to blow your mind open. We're going to blow your mind open with information, and then we're going to blow your crown chakra open with an activation. So this is going to be really amazing. And there's tuition options. And so it's going to be really, really good. And so what we're going to do next week when he and I talk on the channel, this is so exciting. I've always done my brainstorming meetings, like sort of on Zoom, private call. And now we're just going to do it live with you guys. We're just going to get together and we're going to say, how do we want to teach this class? I have a bunch of ideas based on what I've been doing. He's amazing. And so I'm sure he'll think of stuff. And then if you guys are here also, then you can, listen to our conversation and, say yay or no, or try this. And that would, I think that would be an amazing way to pull this course together. And then of course we'll have,
Yes.
and so that's 10 days before the course goes live. So we'll have 10 days to kind of pull that together for you guys. And then we'll meet on Friday night at 6 p.m. Central, 7 p.m. Eastern. And we will do, it's probably going to be 3 hours because
Wow.
we're gonna go through it. We're just gonna go through it all. And we're gonna have a really nice modern cosmology of Uranus to use in the natal charts. So I'm excited about that.
Yeah, that sounds great. That's awesome that you're doing that GoFundMe, and it's just good energy all
Yeah.
around.
Yeah, I'm
Yes.
feeling really good about it. I am getting
Awesome.
through all the charts from the Archaics Love. I have about 6 or 7 stacked up now instead of 15. So I'm getting through them, guys. They should
Getting
probably
through
be coming before the weekend or on the weekend. So we'll be through with all those. Yeah, so I've really appreciated that, and I just want to give back. I want to help people that need it. And honestly, Michael's worth it. He's one of the best astrologers I know. He's got this just sort of hidden wisdom, and yeah. So
Right.
anyway, that's my plug. It comes from the heart, I promise.
Well, I'm excited to help. I'm excited to be there. I'm excited to learn. So, yes.
How's everybody feeling? We had a geomagnetic storm level 3 overnight. That was pretty intense. I know a lot of people are feeling kind of run down. Not a lot of people are online kind of listening. It's hard. It's hard to stay focused to something like what we're going to be talking about tonight, but we're going to have fun because this moon is really a very psychic and intuitive moon. So there is a lot of like inwardness, going inward. And so I want to just sort of talk to you guys about the sacred art of alchemy. I mean, this is really a beautiful thing. There's a history to it. The first research and study and writings about alchemy showed up kind of right around the beginning of the Dark Ages, middle of the Dark Ages. And so right around when the Bible showed up, right around when Ptolemy's astrology showed up. So it's all kind of within that realm of energy. And what they were doing is they were trying to transmute things. They were trying to take lead and turn it into gold. They would have all these little flasks. They were trying to find the Philosopher's Stone. A Sybil says Northern Lights reach just north of Huntsville, Alabama. Wow.
Oh, wow. That's pretty far south.
Yeah, we almost never get auroras in Texas. There was a Muppet song back in the day that talked about the aurora borealis shining down in Dallas. Can you?
The Muppets.
But yeah, so I think the reason they started tinkering with things is because they were taught a wisdom about energy and how it works and how thought forms and setting intentions actually works and actually helps you. So over the years, they ended up developing potions and pills. And then fast forward to today, and we have like pharmaceutical companies, and we have all kinds of marketing. I mean, the pharmaceutical company and the industrial complexes out there spend billions and billions and billions of dollars to convince you that you have something wrong with you, that you need to take this pill or put this thing on you or whatever. I mean, and I actually have like evidence of that because I used to work for a pharmaceutical company back in the 90s, late 90s, early 2000s. And I could, back then they were planning on how they were going to develop, their next drug based on a condition that they had to hype up and market up. Do you understand what I'm saying? So to be aware of that magic, that alchemy that's being practiced upon your intuitive skills, on your intuitive antenna. Okay. That's just with Neptune and Moon together right now in the sky. Like it's just, it's just coming in. Like we're super psychic. We're super sensitive right now. And so a lot of people are turning off. They're going inward, and that's great. But if you're absorbing something that is not of a good intention, a good thought form, a high vibration, then it's going to like physically affect you and drain your energy. Does that make sense?
Right. Yeah. And then it's hard to even sometimes decipher if that is yours. Is this my energy, or am I picking this up from somewhere else?
Absolutely. Yeah, fellow traveler says it sounds like statin drugs. Well, that's an interesting story too, because when I was in medical school in 2004, 2008, the range of normal for cholesterol was actually twice what it is now.
Oh, wow.
And they still haven't fixed cholesterol. And so what they've done is they've lowered it. It used to be that if you had a cholesterol level of one, like an LDL of 150 or lower, and you were a young person, you were good. You were okay. Now you have to have it under 70, I think.
Wow.
Yeah. And
Okay.
so they're spending billions of dollars to influence the international laboratory standards in order
Mhm.
for medical students to be taught these ranges and be shown what's normal and abnormal,
Mm.
right? When sometimes it's really just a matter of choice in the patient. Like, hey, your arteries are inflamed, right? Maybe if you didn't inflame yourself so much,
Right.
you might be
Yes.
healthier. You might be healthier.
Uh-huh.
And that gets into a whole other discussion. But I did have some slides, some pictures, some concepts I just wanted to run through real quick, and then look at the chart for tonight, just kind of in a calm, kind of fun way, and then we can try that zodiacal spread that I want to try tonight.
Okay, I'm excited.
Yeah, and we'll see what kind of energy comes through the houses. So if you want to, while I'm talking, you guys can go and prepare and go to drdanny.com/free chart and get your own chart, run your own constellational astrology chart, and look at what house Virgo and Pisces are in. That's really important because that's where the sun and the moon are right now. So if you know what houses those are, when we get to the zodiacal spread, it's going to make so much sense. So hopefully you have that armed and ready to go. It is also helpful to know what house your moon is in. So look at that chart, see where your moon is. Doesn't matter what constellation, just whatever house it is. So if sun and moon right now, Virgo Pisces, is say 4th and 10th house for you, make a note of that. Where's my moon? My moon's in the 9th house. So remember those. You can remember up to those 3 points if you want to. That's very, very helpful. And what we're going to do is drop a few cards on those houses, and then we're going to give you sort of an intuitive reading, mixing and doing a little chemical alchemy here with our two crafts. So let me just share my screen and we'll explain alchemy.
Awesome. Okay, I'm ready for it.
All right.
I'm pulling up my chart.
Cool. All right, so I just wanted to show you the moon real quick. Can you see that?
Yes.
So it's actually Saturn, Moon, and Neptune. You can't see Neptune because Neptune's too far away, but Neptune's hanging out right in Pisces. So there's the moon, and it's a partial eclipse. The eclipse here will occur at 22 something. So in about 2 hours, I theoretically can go out if there's no clouds and look at my moon, and it should have like a partial shadow over it. So normally a moon is heightened activity. So like we're jazzed up, we're ready to do a lot of things. But I think when you get a little shadow over the moon, the energy is a little bit more internal. The Neptune and Saturn are both retrograde. So and Moon and Neptune together in Pisces, my goodness, this is just like the intuitive channel is way out there, but it's also really vulnerable. And last week I talked about Saturn being kind of like the wolf protecting the pups. It's over here, and it's a very strong and sturdy and reliable energy. And so understand that you're protected. This is a safe space to understand this kind of energy and this kind of alchemy. So that's what we're doing. The sun, in case you guys were wondering, is right here. Wait for it. Oops. Let me take the sky out. Look at that. We're in the beginning stages of Virgo, and we have a long way to go, all the way until November 4th, okay? So we are officially in Virgo season. I don't know. I've never felt like tidy or organized during Virgo season, like ever. It's always been like, ugh. So this is a picture of evening star Venus. I took this with my phone, and I just wanted to show you guys the view from my backyard that I will have every single night until like maybe March. This is just spectacular. And every time we have a new moon, that waxing crescent phase, we'll see Moon and Venus together in the sky in the west just after sunset. So it's really, really spectacular. It's really, really inspiring. It's a swelling energy of creation and inspiration. So I want you guys just to know that if the outside world seems crazy and harsh, you can always just take a minute after sunset and gaze to the west, take in that beauty. So alchemy, right? This is basically a branch of quote unquote science where you transmute base metals, lead, into gold, creating an elixir of immortality, or creating something that can cure any disease. So, what resulted from this was a lot of chemistry and a lot of snake oil, if you've ever heard that term before. So people were being persuaded that whatever it is that they were taking was going to cure them. And a lot of times it actually did work. I mean, I think that this is actually the basis for pharmaceuticals, or modern pharmaceuticals anyway. This idea of mixing chemicals together to cure something or to alleviate something. And so what we do with our alchemy here with astrology and tarot is bring in that healing energy. We're not trying to convince you that it's working, but if you're here and you're watching and you're receptive to it, then indeed there might be a synchronicity and or a message for you in what it is that we have to say. So that's the alchemy that we're doing now, more of an energetic alchemy, a spiritual alchemy.
All right.
There's a concept called placebo in medicine. If you've ever heard of how they figure out how drugs work and why they work, they often do these studies called double-blind, placebo-controlled clinical trials. And they will take, let's say, for example, 100 people. They'll split the group in half, and all these people will have whatever the condition is. Like, let's say everybody has a headache. They'll give 50 people a sugar pill and 50 people the pain medication. And what's weird is that a normal placebo effect is anywhere from 20 to 30% relief.
Wow.
That's freaking normal. So these people that are in the control group getting a sugar pill, their headache or whatever symptom it is gets better just because they're taking it and they think they're taking the drug. And that's just really interesting to me. There's almost this this intention setting, this alchemy of intention of taking a pill and receiving a pill and giving a pill that these two people create, that creates the healing, that creates the change. I hope that makes sense. Because there's also a paradoxical condition called the nocebo effect, meaning that if someone tells you, "Oh, don't take that, that's going to make you sick," or don't eat that, that gave me diarrhea for a week, like you're going to eat it and you're going to be like, uh-oh, like, you might start feeling like you have diarrhea because someone told you they had it.
Right.
So this is very similar. The same thing happens when we tell you guys about the solar flares and the coronal mass ejections. Like, hey, there's a big wave of electromagnetic radiation coming, and some people are like, oh my gosh, I get hit. Some people get sick. Some people feel quote unquote ascension symptoms. So they quickly and without any affair just kind of shove these two words into a box, and they say they're psychogenic. Right? What does that even mean? Like, okay, so with the power of intention, with the power of thought and word, and probably emotion and hope, they're creating a physical change in their own body. What is that? And I will tell you that the drugs that they give for depression and psychosis and anxiety, those have a placebo effect even higher, like in the 40% range. So if any of you guys are on that, just check your doctor, make sure any of the side effects you're having aren't abnormal for you. But that's the power of the word. That's the power of suggestion. That's the power of intention. Okay. So imagine this is a picture of something that was on the wall when I first started my clinical practice. The person that I had followed behind, that I took over their office and their practice, they had poster after poster of diseases on their clinic walls, in the exam room. So imagine you're a patient, you're sitting there and you know, maybe you have a little pain you want to ask me about, and you look up on the wall and like there's all this like disease and like pain
Right.
on the wall, right? You'd feel a little worse almost, I think.
Right. Exactly. I have that.
Yeah, and even though that's not the intention of it is purely to educate people. Like, this is what
Right.
this syndrome is.
Awareness.
This is what
Mhm.
happens. But to have, I mean, and I kid you not, this person had literally I had 3 exam rooms. Every single one of them had at least 5 posters of something gross, ugly, painful, or life-threatening. Right?
Wow. Yeah.
So wouldn't you rather have something like that?
Yes, I would.
I worked in that room. I worked in those rooms for a week, and then I had a Friday morning clinic. And as soon as I was done, I didn't even eat lunch. I just tore everything off the wall like I was crazy. I was like, get up. I mean, by the end of the week, I just felt so horrible and drained. And
Right.
so I put up pictures of beautiful things. You know, like music. I love music. So a piano and a harp and a beautiful room with sunlit windows, nature, crystal shade, like that just makes me feel peaceful, right?
Right.
As opposed to that. Like,
Yeah.
what is that?
Polycystic ovarian syndrome.
That's fibroids. Yeah, that's
Fibroids.
that's a diseased womb, and you're sitting in my office staring at diseased womb photos. I'd rather stare at
Look at that. Right.
elephants underwater. So do you get what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
there's an energy, there's a communication, there's an alchemy in everything that you do, everything that you choose to surround yourself with.
Exactly.
So
Yes.
these were all over my exam walls. And when I walked into a room, I literally was like, hi, I smiled at you. I said, I love you. Welcome to my clinic. What can I do for you? You know, and then when they would have something that was, you know, that was worrying them, and I would reassure them, they would feel silly and say, I'm so sorry I bothered you. But it's like, that's what we're supposed to do. Like, you know, kind of let you know that you're okay. Or you can do your own art. I did this. This is what I did a couple weeks ago.
Oh, wow. That's beautiful.
It's fluid art.
Goodness.
So yeah, hang that in your wall.
Awesome.
You know, that's something that you created, that you were inspired to express and to show the world. So my whole point of telling you about these energies, about how you can bring a positive influence, or you can be subtly influenced by something that might not even seem negative. Check yourself when you see images, when you're going through social media, when you're looking in the newspaper, when you're, you know, looking at all the political signs outside. Check yourself. How does the face of this person, however it makes you feel, good, bad, indifferent, how do you feel about it? Is it over the top? Is it a little crazy? Maybe take the attitude of like, okay, that's another human being. I have compassion for them. They have wants, needs, and things just like I do. Their journey's different. My journey's different. Okay. Not putting them on a pedestal, not demonizing them. You know, I don't have an opinion one way or the other, but when you stare at that face, you're also staring at another version of you, of the divine. Same for this face. Okay. And I only bring up these 2 examples just to show you that this world has got both. There's energy of good and bad in the same things. So you have to love this one too. I mean, with the same kind of heart compassion. And trust me, we're all struggling with both of them. And we're all struggling with all the choices that we have to make. This one in particular, you know, some people, this is peace. This is worship. This is their connection to the Holy Spirit. And for others, this is their connection to the Holy Spirit. You feel me, guys?
Oh, I love that.
Yeah. I love both of them. I mean, these Catholic churches, the architecture is amazing, and the acoustics.
Oh, I missed the Catholic one.
Oh, you didn't see that? Let me back up.
I love Catholic churches.
Yeah.
I grew up Catholic, and so just going into those just fills me with nostalgia, but just the feeling of being in there, it's amazing. It really is. I'm not religious, but just going into a Catholic church, you know, I still do all of the ceremonial things, the crossing and all of that. So
yeah,
yes.
I mean, we as individuals can be both of what all of these pictures represent. It just matters. All that matters is how we're vibrating, right? And I love this picture the ice crystals picture because what they did is they took water and they went ahead and they did like just mantras, just words, just chanting over it, and then they froze it. And this is what they got time after time after time. This is repeatable. So if you have somebody that has the perfect pitch, the perfect intonation, and means it from their heart, they're saying thank you, they're expressing gratitude, they're emitting gratitude, you can tell. These ice crystals form in this perfect symmetry of a hexagon, right? And then when you say, you make me sick, look at that. So it's the power of these words. And that's how sensitive our psychic channels are, because we are in a receptive full moon, which is really, really weird. And that's why everybody's kind of feeling a little shaky. We had an earthquake here in Texas. Did you know that?
No, where?
Yeah, I don't remember. I just saw it kind of scrolling through the headlines myself.
Oh, goodness.
And I was like, wow. All right, let me see how everybody.
Gosh, you're so talented. Huh? That's some beautiful art. I love it. Yes.
I want to stop sharing for a second, but I need to go back to restream, but I can't get it. Oh, there it is. Okay. Hey, everybody. So, how was that? What do you think about that? That's what we're going to do tonight, you and I. We're going to just kind of, once we kind of talk about the astrological energy and I show you guys the zodiacal spread, we'll just kind of take a breath and then we'll lay the cards and see what we see.
I completely agree with everything that you said. I mean, it's our environment is so important. What we say to ourselves, who we surround ourselves with, the things that we do, it has an effect on us. Even something as simple as saying, "Oh, I'm broke," I can't afford that. That perpetuates that type of being when the things that you say, the things that you're around. So I completely agree with everything that you said.
You can actually program yourself with the words that you say too. Mm-hmm. That's where affirmations come in. What was I going to tell you guys?
And prayer as well.
Right. Yeah. So if you say to yourself, I am thankful, I am grateful, I am forgiven, I am worthy, I am abundant, I'm so wealthy, I'm so lucky, that's what you're going to draw to you. Mm-hmm. That's what you're going to crystallize in your own bag of water, which is your body. Mm-hmm. Exactly. So cool. Let's just review this. I think we looked at it last week, but I wanted to just kind of review it real quick, and then we'll talk about I should share my screen again, so I don't forget to do that.
Always good stuff when you share the screen.
Yeah. All right, let's see. It kind of makes my system act a little funny though. But okay, here is the full moon tonight. What time is it right now? Let's see, 7:30. So in about an hour, I'm gonna go out there and check out the moon when we're done.
Same here.
I might take a picture too.
Yeah.
So look at this. This is really heavy Pisces, really heavy Virgo energy. That's why I told you guys to pull your charts up and take a look. So for me, it's 4th and 10th house. What is it for you, Dezarey?
My moon and sun?
Mm-hmm. No. Virgo, Pisces. Where's that at?
Oh, Virgo and Pisces. So Virgo's in 1st and Pisces is in 7 and 6.
Okay, cool. So just a little bit like down here. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And my Pisces is up here between 10 and 11, and my Virgo's down here covering 4 and 5. So for me, this whole like opposition is about, work and home, balancing that, and I've really been feeling that this lunation, like all the abundant requests for readings and questions that I've had, and people wanting to talk and collaborate and do live readings and all of that. That's been so amazing. But I am working. I mean, I am doing it. I'm doing this and I'm working and I'm getting those things done, but it's amazing. So I feel like there's 3 of me running around, and I'm actually quite okay with it. I don't feel very drained. I'm a little tired today because of last night I worked, and while I was working, the refrigerator decided to stop working, and it had built up these two ginormous ice cubes in it.
Oh
Someone
no.
had called me at 12:30, so I woke up and I was hungry, so I always have a little snack, and it was in this styrofoam box, and when I opened it, it was full of water because the ice had started to melt, and then the water just started dripping all over the place. I had to take these two big ice cubes and throw them into the sink
Oh my
in the middle of the
God.
night. I mean, I was like, oh my gosh. I shared the bathroom with the anesthetist, so I was like, oh my gosh, he's going to be so like, what the hell? Why is there ice here?
So nice.
You know, and yeah. So anyway, that was fun. But I still feel pretty good. I feel pretty energized, and I feel the swelling moon. I'm kind of relieved that it's going to be a waning moon next week, because now I get to like collect myself and kind of figure out what I want to do.
Take a breather.
Exactly,
Yes,
exactly.
yes.
So yeah, here it is. It's that moon and Neptune. We saw Saturn in the sky on the stellarium, but the moon is actually closer to Neptune. And while we say it's a lunar eclipse, it's not very close to the nodes. So I'm not even really like concerned about it being eclipse energy. The solar eclipse is really where it's at. And that's what we're going to probably dive into next week. I might have a video about that. I might definitely touch base with Michael about it too while we're talking to him.
Okay.
But it'll be a long conversation, whatever we get into, for sure. So you have to brainstorm. But you know what? Maybe we'll look at the solar eclipse chart too. But here's that moon. Here's that full moon. Here's that Saturn kind of protecting this sensitive, super psychic energy. It's Pisces is really, really intuitive about the subconscious and the dreams. And it's opposing this Virgo energy, which just feels very vulnerable, very run down, often underestimated and undervalued energy. So it's like you get this sort of pulling from like, it kind of sucks down here. I'm just going to go into my, into my headspace. And that's really okay. Right. That's really okay. So, I guess the energy of this opposition, depending on what house it is so if I have Sun in Virgo in 4th house, that means that I'm feeling run down at home and maybe energized at work, or vice versa. I definitely feel like I've got a lot of energy for work, more than I do. Like when I get home, I turn off and I'm done. So that may be what that means for me. For you, you have Pisces right here in 1st house.
So it's actually opposite. So
Virgo's up. That's right. Your Virgo's up here. Okay.
Yeah, Virgo's up here. Pisces on
So there's you probably have a lot more energy physically because it's in Aries or because it's in Virgo is in your 1st house, because that's your forward energy. That's like getting started, having the gusto to do it, the bravery to get it started, all of that combined. So.
Right. I do feel like I have a lot more energies compared to last week.
Yeah. Well, having 6th and 7th house Pisces, you might be feeling a little drained in the giving, the service, being of value to others, that kind of thing.
Right. I am feeling a little run down, especially here at home, having to do everything for everybody and do everything for these kitties. They think I'm their mother.
You're all mother energy. It's all in your ascendant, and it just drains you a little right now. So it's okay. That might drain you, but being active and having the vital force to do the work you need to do, you can do it. But when it comes to the interpersonal stuff, it might be harder. Does that make sense? Yeah.
Yes, it does. It does.
So yeah, we're going to go through the houses like that with this. So if your Virgo is say 10th and 9th house, then that's a different energy. If your Virgo's 8th house, then that's a different energy. And we're going to put a card on each of those houses. I hope that makes sense. So let's take a quick peek at that lunar eclipse. That's the one that we're going to be watching because this conjunction with Moon, Sun, and Mercury at the South Node. This is like a new beginning. It's going to be all fresh and new. So like whatever you want, whatever you're wishing for, whatever's sitting inside that heart, that spark, that's what you want to dream and imagine on and stay as high vibrational as you can, because it's all going to be very Virgo energy, and it's heavy. Like Virgo energy is heavy energy. It's earthy. So you want to try and stay out of the fear, out of the anger, out of the victim mindset, and stay as high vibe as you can. But we'll do cards on that maybe as we get closer to it. It's still about 2 weeks away, right? Okay.
So that's the solar eclipse. This
That's
one
the
that
solar
you're
eclipse.
okay.
Yeah. That's the new moon on August 2nd.
Gotcha.
So, all right. I'm going to stop sharing my screen because I think that's everything I have. Oh, I wanted to show you guys this, the Zodiac Spread. So here's the idea. So we basically lay the cards out in a house pattern like the Zodiac wheel. The first house will represent, Aries energy, Mars energy. It's the external, the personal. And then the second house is possessions, materials, security. Third house is communication with others. Fourth, et cetera. So we'll go all the way around like this. And then there'll be a card on each. And so, for example, for my Virgo and Pisces placement, I would take the 10th and 4th house cards. And with the sunstone here, because we'll have pyrite here and moonstone, right?
Yes.
So we'll put those on there. And so we'll have sort of an energetic representation using the stone alchemy. We'll have an energetic representation from the card alchemy. And then we'll also have the astrological zodiac alchemy. And we're going to bring out some messages. So it doesn't have to be long or crazy. It can just be like, this is what we need to reflect. This is what we need to express. Or this is what we need to let go of. And this is what we need to strive towards. Whatever, like comes up when we're looking at it.
Okay.
How's that feel? Does that feel good?
Yeah.
I think it's going to be fun. So we will get into that.
Right.
Awesome. We have 36 watching. Thank you all so much for coming.
Wow. Yes.
I really enjoy live energy. Like when I'm feeling like run down before it, I just get on here and I just feel all the beautiful souls watching. It's so fun.
It is pretty cool. All right, I'll have to put that up. Let me get situated here. So, one of the decks, I thought maybe perhaps we could use this Tarot of Transformation.
Okay.
It's a newer deck. It's really pretty. Actually, the artist kind of changed the some of the meanings here, but I like this one because it has keywords. So what do you think?
Perfect. Yeah, that'll help us with our reading.
All right.
So yeah, let me think of what else is going on. Oh, while you're getting ready, I just want to tell sort of a funny story too. When I came to work yesterday morning, because we work a 24-hour shift, so I was relieving the doctor that was leaving. She actually, she was like in the bed zonked out when I got there because she had a rough night or whatever. And so I was like, oh, wake up, it's time to go, sleepyhead. So I went downstairs and I got breakfast and rounded, and then I came back and she was, packing up her stuff. I had slipped this like homemade like roast beef sous vide that my husband had made. Like this is he takes a raw roast beef and sous vides it and then seasons it and slices it. It's just a way to cook something. You use hot water. And he cooks it for like 18 hours. And it's got these Italian seasonings in it, and it's just so good, and it's so tender. And so I had the 2 leftovers. That's what was going to be my dinner last night. Well, I went to look for it, and it was gone. I was like, where the hell did my dinner go? Well, she had taken my dinner home with her.
Oh, no. Oh, she's like, Dr. Danny gave me a nice sous vide.
Yeah. And I asked her, I said, did you take my dinner home with you, my sandwiches? Because I checked and made sure I didn't leave them at home, because you forget things sometimes. And I hadn't. So she was like, I'm so sorry. She called me. She felt terrible. I was like, it's good. I'm fine. I found something else to eat. And then the refrigerator blew on me later. I mean, it was just
one
crazy,
thing after the other.
Yeah, crazy drama.
One thing after the other. Okay, so let's switch screens here.
And I was thinking about doing a little like Jeep chat where my phone is right here, because it takes me about 20 minutes to get to work. I think the dogs agree. And sometimes when I'm sitting in my car waiting for traffic, I start thinking of things that I feel like talking about.
Oh, my goodness. I can't believe you can hear that. I have my headphones in. I don't know if it's my microphone.
All right. Should we just kind of just take a deep breath, kind of focus what
Yeah.
we want to
So while I'm
receive
shuffling
here?
the cards, yeah, let's um let's
We'll just take a
think.
couple deep breaths in together. Like we'll take a deep
Yeah,
breath
you
in.
lead us in the meditation. Exactly. Thank you.
Just let it out. Let everything out. This is spirit in service to us in our circle. We're going to see what energies, what messages are available. And whatever resonates with you, please feel free to take it and use it for your highest purpose. If it doesn't resonate or if it triggers you, leave it behind. Leave it for the next day. Leave it for the next person. Because every message that comes through here is different for every single person. It's really amazing how it works.
Yes, it is. All right, so here we go. So we are going to start with the first house.
Yep.
So we have the Chariot, Agent of Change. Second of house. Do you want to do reversals or should we just do upright?
Put him upright for now. Yeah. Just so we
Okay.
can get the basic. Yeah.
So this is Server of Wands. I don't know what that is. Oh, this is a court card. See, I told you she changed it up on us. So this is second house. Third house, Master of Wands, another court card. 4 is 2 of discs. 5, 4 of swords. 6 is 4 of cups. I need a bigger table. 7, we've got 9 of cups. 8, Master of Cups. Lots of water energy here. Another cup energy, Server of Cups, which is another court card. I have to move my
Yeah.
little
Just you can, if you
filmy.
can arrange them like in a circle, I think that'd be perfect. Like once you get them all out, I think you have like 3 more.
Yeah, I lost count. Thank you. 9 of discs. 6 of wands. And here, 12, we've got 8 balance, restoring cosmic order. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay.
Yeah, that's pretty good. That looks like the picture. Yeah, maybe pop out that that one on the right or the left. Yeah, that one. There we go. There we go. Perfect. That looks so good. Okay. So cool.
Okay.
So let's start with that first house. Since you have the sun in Virgo, let's put the pie there, and we'll put the moonstone on the 7th house.
Over here.
Yeah.
7 here, right? Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
There we go. That's perfect. That's
Yes.
perfect. Okay.
Okay.
So
So let me
first,
see what this.
yeah, I'm just going to give you guys first
Go
and
ahead.
7th house real quick while you're kind of getting a feel of those cards. This is self and others. Okay. The first house is usually ascendant energy. This is how you project yourself out into the world. You may not even know you project this out. This is the astrological handshake. So your sun's in Virgo, your Virgo is ascendant. There's a sunstone here. There is, what is that card?
This one?
Mm-hmm.
8 balance.
Okay.
I'm not exactly sure what this is.
Like
I think this is, no, I think this is actually a major arcana. It is. It is. Nice. Yeah. Most commonly, it's called justice. It's also been called adjustment and balance. Right. Okay. So basically, this is justice. It's a Libra energy, I guess you could say. And so the key word to this is restoring cosmic order. So perhaps the thing to do here is to bring yourself in alignment with what it is that you are projecting outwardly, right? Is your inner self projecting outwardly? Are those coinciding with one another? Or is that really how you feel? Are you expressing how you really feel?
That's perfect.
Yeah.
And then so now we have the 7th house, which is that house of projection, Okay. So it's what you see in others that triggers you is part of you. That is the projection energy. When we're younger, we project onto our parents, and when we're older, we project onto our partners. So it's always that other energy, that partnership energy, that relationship
Ah,
energy. So
right.
if
Okay.
so we have our moon over there, which is the emotional energy.
And that is so fitting for this Four of Cups, which is untying the mask. And it is kind of, again, what are you projecting to others? Is that truly how you are? Is it time for you to take off the mask? Are you putting on a show for people? And if you are, it's time to take off that mask and show who you really are, who what your inner being is, instead of portraying what you think you need to portray or who you think you need to be.
Yeah, and I think the clue might be in the projection energy, in the relationship energy. Like, what is it in that
Right.
relationship that can help you bring yourself out to be expressed? Now, what would you say if we switch the sun and moon? Like, if you put the moonstone on the other card, how does that change it for you?
So perhaps this is more of an inner thing. Are you balanced on the inside where you feel comfortable enough to project that? Um, yeah, that's kind of the read that I'm getting on that. I mean, they kind of, to me, are just, they work hand in hand, really. The
Mhm.
being balanced on the inside so that you can take off the mask, because
Right.
if you're not comfortable with who you are, then how are you going to be comfortable being vulnerable to other people to show your true self, to show your true emotions, your true beauty, as
Yeah.
opposed to covering it up and playing that part where and being who you think you need to be for other people.
Right. So one is just having the courage, and then the other one is perhaps overcoming the vulnerability of it.
Mm-hmm.
Still, balancing energy, but when you switch sun and moon, there is a difference. So, if someone has, for example, they've got the Pisces energy on their ascendant, they have a Pisces ascendant is very different than a Virgo ascendant. A Pisces ascendant is more about the subconscious and the ego death, and maybe taking on others' wounds, things like that. So they could be doing that. What is that card again? Tell me what it is. The eight. Oh, that's right. It's the justice.
Yes.
Right. So and these people are about also about fairness and balance. Like, they're so high minded and so elevated that they don't see the reason for war or violence or anger or anything like that. It's literally just like this intuitive and compassionate energy. And so the
Mm-hmm.
kind of energy that gets expressed will be very different when sun and moon are switching places, especially when you have
Okay.
ascendant and relationship energy. Because when you have Aries in the seventh house, or I keep saying Aries, when you have Virgo in the seventh house, then the service energy is much more tapped into, because it's sixth and seventh house. So are you expressing an energy of service? Are you overgiving? Are you expressing too much? Are you projecting too much of that giving and service energy as well?
Right. And John Doe says that mask has been helpful. And that's true. In most cases, when we create that mask, it is helpful to us, because it could have been created in a way for survival, going through trauma and having to be somebody you're not, just so you can keep the peace. Also having to do with relationships as well. If you're in a situation where you can't really be who you are, and you have to wear a mask so that you don't make waves, essentially, then you're not being true to yourself, putting yourself out of balance over here.
Very nice. So a self and other energy balancing with the Virgo and the Pisces axis that we're working with in general. Let's switch it up. Let's put the sun in that fourth house spot. The Yeah, that one. And then
No.
with,
Yes. Okay.
yeah, and then with the moon in the 10th house spot, right across.
Right here.
So
Okay.
this is
So,
me. This is me, right? So this is sun in my fourth house, um, opposing the moon in my 10th house. And so what is Virgo energy in your fourth house? This is working from home, right? This is healing from the home. This is using ancestral earth magic. That could be part of what I'm doing right now. I'm not really sure. um, the moon energy is in the 10th house, which is like what I do for work. There's an emotional component, an intuitive component to what I'm receiving and giving to the public. And I have Pisces up there. So it's like, I can be seen. I have Pisces and Aquarius up there. So I'm seen as a spiritual person, um, connecting with an intuition. So there's a reflective and an expressive energy, and also a balance of home and work for me. At least that's how I'm feeling it. What do the cards say?
the Master of Wands. So this is like the King of Wands, and basically it says this card is about spirit manifesting through form. And here, spirit has become completely accessible. And so, with the Server of Cups, that's the Page of Cups, and this is attending to emotional needs. So basically, you're serving people. Your moon, your heart, really is talking about service to others, and serving that emotional, almost like a guide, bringing them places. This card has a woman who is looks like she's baptizing, giving someone a
Oh,
bath
wow.
here, maybe even helping her through
Birth.
a
It looks like
portal.
birth. It looks like birth.
Birth,
Yeah.
exactly. Yes, yes. Very fitting for you and what you do. In this Master of Wands, this is like I said, it's about manifestation, bringing, and as you like to say, crystallizing, bringing things into this realm, into this, bringing it out of the thought, the ether, and pulling it here, bringing it down to our level, to our physical level. So it's all about manifestation. Temple of the Goddess is what this card is
Oh,
called.
wow. It feels
Yeah.
very foundational, and initiating too with what it's starting from, it's building a foundation that's starting from something that I'm truly passionate about, and that is healing the divine feminine, and that's all Virgo energy, and fourth house is mother, so I'm definitely in tune with both of those cards, both of those stones, the house placements for both Pisces and Virgo for me. Now let's do that little exercise where we switch it sun and moon, and we put now Pisces in the fourth house, and we put Virgo in the 10th house. So,
So
take that
Pisces.
yeah, take the moon and sun and switch them.
Okay.
Yeah. So now
All right.
instead of having Virgo in the fourth house, you have Pisces in the fourth house. Right? So this is the deep subconscious. This is deep in the well of the soul. The moon's down here too, and so it's very, it's illuminated. The dark subconscious realms of the soul are illuminated for you if you've got Pisces in your fourth house right now. And then you've got,
Okay.
right? And then you've got that
Right.
Virgo energy in the 10th house, which is that divine feminine, that super powerful cosmic birthing mother sky goddess, which is on that card. And that's where the sun is. And so it's
So
almost like there's a
here.
delivery of, like when you put how does that feel with the cards?
So
Read the
I
card.
feel like this is the inner giving birth to the outer. So this is your inner self sort of being birthed out into this Server of Cups position over here.
Amazing.
So what it was, whatever it is that you wish to manifest, your deepest, desires, your deepest, feelings, whatever it is that you want for yourself, have that illuminated by this moonstone here, this moon spot, and use the power, the energy of the actionary sun to birth that into your 10th house, into your 10th house energy.
Very nice. So you see what we just did there? We did 8 archetypes just by doing the angles, and just by getting a sense of what those energies mean. Um, where should we go next? Should we go to, like, maybe let's go to 6th and 12th house. Let's do that.
Okay, 6 and 12. Okay, so this is 6 of Wands. This is inner seeing, which is very, to the 12th house. We tell everyone what the 12th house is.
So the 12th house is your dreams. It's your subconscious. It's solitude. Okay. It's also called the second ascendant. And sometimes when you have planets over there, they can be a lot stronger. It's almost like they get a little boost when they come over the sunrise, even though they're in the 12th house. So what you have here is you have Virgo in your 12th house. So you've got the energy of that birthing, earthing, mother, sky goddess within the realm of the subconscious, within the realm of the dreams, and of the solitary work. Sun is right there now, which is an outward expression. So
is the 12th house about like the occult and having to deal with your spirituality, going deep as
absolutely.
far as
Yes.
okay.
8th house is more of the secrets, and the 12th house is the spirituality of it.
Okay, because that's the energy that I'm getting from this card. It's called, the keyword is inner seeing. It
Oh,
is the
that's
Six of
amazing. Yeah,
Wands.
intuition. Yeah.
Yes, and it's really understanding. I believe it's shining a light on your gifts, and you being able to recognize what your gifts are. Down here we have stabilizing mind, which is the Four of Swords. And one of the reasons why I do like this deck is because Four of Swords, it to me is a stable mind. It's not so much meditation and rest. It's more of a decisive mind, knows where they want to go, what they want to do, and how to do it. And so the energy that I'm getting from here with this, the moon being in this
So this would be Pisces
stable,
in the 6th house.
Pisces in the 6th house.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm having a hard time connecting their
That's
astrology with
okay.
it.
You know, maybe what I can do
Yeah.
is like, well, I don't know. I don't have really charts kind of set up. But if you can imagine the wheel, the zodiac wheel that we
Hmm.
look at, you have your first through 12th house, and it goes counterclockwise. And so
Right.
we're looking at the 12th house and the 6th house of
In the
someone's
sixth
natal
house.
chart that has Pisces in the 6th house and Virgo in the 12th house, because the sun tonight is in Virgo in that person's 12th house, and the moon is in Pisces in that person's 6th house.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. I think I have that down, but it's more of remembering what all of the houses are without
Oh,
all
right.
cheating.
Yeah. So the house, the 6th house is the house of service, servitude. Sometimes it's been referred to as the house of slavery. It
Mhm.
can be the house of health also. So the house of how you work, essentially. What do you do to serve, and how do you work? And so Pisces is usually kind of a go with the flow. If they resist too much, they tend to have health problems. If they go with the flow, then they tend to do very well. And then
Okay.
you've got the
Is
moon
this
there.
Virgo's? Is this Virgo's house?
It is. So
Okay.
they have a constellational house opposition, where the constellation is in the opposite house, and the opposite constellation is in the opposite house.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. And so the sun is shining over here. Um, and And so the energy that I'm really getting from here is the that moon, that deep inside, um what's the word I'm looking for? The innermost desires, I guess you could say. No, that's not even it. Um it's more like your mind and what it is that you want, what it is that you desire is coming into alignment with one another. There is sort of a meeting of minds. There's a meeting of the water, and there's a meeting of the air here. And I feel like the moon, this full moon energy is it's able to illuminate that because it has the help of the sun, whereas
Yeah, this is a
the
deeply meditative axis, okay? Even if you were to switch the moon and the sun right now and you put the moon in the 12th house with,
let's do that.
yeah, moon in the 12th house with Pisces, and you put sun in the 6th house with Virgo, so it lines up to its natural houses. This is still a very sort of, you know, balancing the mind and the spirit. Because spirit is air and mind is water, or whatever. One of those is water. So spirit is water, I think, or fire. But anyway, you get what I'm saying? Like this is a deeply internal and a deeply meditative axis, the 6th and the 12th house. That's what I would say. And I think it's crucial for people to use it to rest and rejuvenate themselves, no matter which way the sun and the moon go. Let's move on.
Okay.
Let's move on. We're just gonna keep getting the idea of how to use these rocks and keep the ideas in our head. Hopefully I haven't lost anybody, but I feel
how's everyone doing out there?
yeah, I feel like we did really good with the cardinal axes, but then when we got to 12th and 6th, we got a little bit confused. But just keep in mind that zodiac wheel in your head and where Virgo and Pisces are. Just try to keep in your mind that image of that zodiac wheel. And so
so the sun is basically Virgo, right?
The sun is Virgo. So wherever you move the sun, you're moving Virgo. Yeah, go ahead and put it in the 5th house. Let's do that. Let's put sun in the 5th house Virgo, and then it'll be moon 11th house Pisces.
11th house Pisces. Okay, so this is 9 of discs, and this is called instinctual wisdom. So the 9th house, is that about public?
So that's the 11th house. The 11th house is about groups.
Oh, this is 11th. Groups. Okay.
That's groups. That's inspirations. That's Uranus's house. And then having the moon in the 11th house means that there is an affinity for groups. There is an adaptability within groups.
Okay.
What's that card?
Then
what's that card?
The moon.
What's that moon card? Yeah.
It's 9 of discs and instinctual wisdom.
Okay, so is the 9 of discs the pentacles, the 9 of pentacles?
Yes.
Okay, so this is someone who is emotionally independent. That's what I think that is. Emotionally and spiritually independent and adaptable. And then with their sun in the 5th house in Virgo, not their sun, but the sun. Yeah. So what is that? 2 of discs? Okay.
2 of discs, which is balance in material life. So we've got instinctual wisdom and we've got balance in material life. So this is telling me that there's an actual balance between what it is that you feel that you need to be doing in life, in your life, and what it is that you're actually doing. So you are working towards and achieving the goals that are heartfelt to you, that are deep down inside, that you're working your plan, you're working your dreams.
Yeah, and to just add a little bit of color to that is that 5th and 11th house axis is how does the self fit into that group. So however you deal with group dynamics as opposed to how you express yourself individually is usually the 5th and the 11th house.
And so here with this instinctual wisdom card, we've got wolves, and this is, they travel in packs. And they work
the
together.
wolves coming up again, yeah.
Yeah. What house is Saturn in?
Saturn is in Aquarius.
In Aquarius, okay. So they move houses. Well, what house?
So
how does that
work? Saturn would probably be in that 10th house card right now. For this person, card. Yeah, they would have Saturn in their 10th house. But yeah, you're going down a rabbit hole in this person's chart. But yeah, I think that's an interesting dynamic there. Let's try it with let's switch them and see what that feels like. So we put Sun in the 11th house. So we're moving Virgo up to the 11th house, and we're putting Pisces down in the 5th house. Pisces in the 5th house is just like the joy of the transcendent bliss. It's just innocent purity. So 11th house Sun is someone who expresses themselves in groups in an inspired way. They're like the leader of the group.
Yeah, and that's really what I'm getting here with the sun being here and in Virgo. Possibly this person would be expressing themselves in a manner of service,
Hmm.
um, and and down here with the moon being in the fifth house in the balance and material life, I feel like she really has, or they have a real good, just a good sense of where they're going and how to get there. Um, the two of discs is always a balancing act, really, being able to juggle two things at once and keeping your things in the air without dropping something. So I feel like this is a deep desire that you want to keep two things juggling in the air, and it's looking like you're doing well. You're doing a good job here.
Good. So if you're the message with this is then if you're balancing for yourself two things, it's still okay because
It is,
what you're doing
because you have it under control.
good. Like that.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, let's see. I'm kind of saving the second and eighth house for last because that's always a dramatic energy. Let's do third house and ninth house. So it would be this guy between right here. One more over. There. Yeah, that guy.
Third
That's third
house
house.
and then ninth house.
Yeah. So
Okay,
now we have
so
Pisces and moon in the third house, and then we have Virgo and sun in the ninth house. So a ninth house sun is the traveler, the philosopher, um, someone who works with the earth energies, is in service to the highest wisdom. And their sun's there. The sun is there opening up that energy for them, that wisdom philosopher, birthing mother, sky goddess energy of Virgo. And that's the expressive energy that's opening up in their chart right now. What is that up there?
so this is abiding in love, which is the King of Cups, basically, and
Oh, wow.
this has the flower of life
Oh, wow.
in her. So it's another one where they're bringing like universal love. They are the highest expression of love, doing what it is that you wish to do out of love and for love because of love.
That's amazing.
And yeah, and spreading it too. This is like universal. This is like the cosmos. This is
Like
the
starseed
universe.
wisdom, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's so perfect for ninth
Starseed
house.
wisdom,
Yeah.
starseed just love. And with the sun being there, I feel like that is radiating out. That is helping you shine. That is helping bring this light that you have to others. I often think of the sun sometimes as like a traveler, like pushing energy out,
Hmm.
shining light on things, riding the waves of the sunlight. And that's kind of how I'm reading this, is that the sun is amplifying this love that you're radiating, this love that you have, this love that you're you're sharing and giving to others.
Cool.
And then here,
That's
transmitter of
yeah.
light.
That's a third
This is
house Pisces. Yes.
third
So
house Pisces.
third house Pisces. So this person's Pisces is in their third house, and the moon is traveling through their third house. So there's an emotional connection to language, to teaching, to maybe siblings, the local environment. Um, with the expressive moon down there, doing third house magic with which card?
The server of wands, transmitter of light, which is like the page.
Can I see that card too?
Yeah,
That
yeah.
looks
This is
super
kind
interesting.
of like a little nymph, right?
Oh yeah, like they're flying through the. That's like the page, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
page of one.
So this in the book, this one says this is primarily a matter of the consciousness we cultivate. So by being in our light, this supports others' lights and helps raise overall vibration.
Oh wow,
So yeah, so in this deck, the server is meant to be in service, and so this card, this energy is transmitting this service to others. And since it's in the third house, perhaps they're communicating this by speech, writing, maybe even reading cards for people, but allowing or showing people the way through their words, I guess you could say, sort of like a guidance, a
Yeah.
guide.
And that third house, ninth house axis is very much like knowledge becoming wisdom and bringing wisdom into knowledge. So
Mm.
this is that transfer of energy between the sun and the moon in that third and ninth house.
Right.
Let's
And using
yeah.
these two together, I think is wonderful because you have this divine love that you're wanting to spread and you're spreading it through communication, through,
Mhm.
reading, through talking. You want to switch these two?
Well, I was thinking, yeah, because if we put the Virgo sun down there in the third house, and then we put that Pisces moon up there in the ninth house. A ninth house Pisces moon is much more high minded about their wisdom. They might not be as articulate or verbal about it. They might be more emoting about it.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas with the third house Virgo sun moving through right now, this is activating the expression of knowledge. Right? The card
So
energy still comments on that axis, but the way that is expressed is a little bit different.
is a little bit different,
Mhm.
right? So
'Cause the moon the
this,
moon the moon in third house might be artistic expression, like you said, like through writing or singing or channeling, whereas the moon in the wisdom house, Pisces moon, ninth house, like if the moon's moving through that area, then this is more of an emotional wisdom.
okay. So like grandmother energy.
For sure.
Okay.
Grandmother's more like 11th house, and then matriarchal line is like fourth house.
Okay.
Is this a grandmother energy in this card?
I don't know. I don't think so. I didn't read that, but I can certainly check. Master of Cups.
We've
Um,
been on for 1 hour and 11 minutes. Isn't that
oh
cool?
wow.
Little angel number.
How's everybody feeling out there?
We're gonna
Anybody
do
have any
the eighth house
questions?
and the second house next, and it's gonna be the sexiest houses of the zodiac. It's all about the physical stuff.
So this doesn't really say anything about grandmother energy, but so I kind of felt a little bit of that with this, with that grandmother is just she exudes love. It just sort of radiates off of her, just in the things that she does for you, handing you a cookie or giving you a nice warm hug that when you haven't seen her for a while. And so with Pisces here, that's how that's what I'm getting from here, because Pisces has that connection. Like the grandmother knows when something's wrong with you,
Right.
right? She can tell that there's something wrong. Here with the sun down here, oh, it was on the tip of my tongue and it just left. Yeah. Here I just feel like this is just splashing things. I just want to it's sort of a playful energy to
Yeah.
me, real kind of like a butterfly, and just dancing around and just leaving leaving drops of happiness, leaving drops of love everywhere that the butterfly stops. You know how butterflies only
Cool.
stay for a couple
Yeah.
seconds.
Well,
Yeah.
maybe the
And
key to happiness is knowledge and wisdom. With this lunation, like the more you know, the better you will be, right?
right, right.
All right, let's get
And
that last
caring
axis.
too.
Let's see what we have here.
Okay, so
Let's
what's the
move
second?
yep, we're gonna move Virgo to the second house with the sunstone,
Second,
and then we're gonna move Pisces to the eighth house with the moon.
eighth house.
All right,
Okay.
let me tell you this. Let me talk about this axis. This is such a
Okay.
powerful axis. I've been seeing a lot of people with um, like face typers that he's the 33rd person watching. Yay! Yeah,
Ah,
synchronicities are good.
fake
So
Piper. That's hilarious.
yeah, I think he's from Archaics. I think I see him as a moderator in the chat. Um,
That's cool.
Mhm. Um, okay. So eighth house is the house of transformation, death, the secrets, other people's money. It's also the house of healing, um, the Kundalini energy, the Kundalini awakening. So there's a lot of really sexy, dark, scary, fun energy in the eighth house, but it's all about flow. It's all about moving it from one space to the other. The ecstatic energy of death and the ecstatic energy of rebirth and ascension. That's all like eighth house. That runs the gambit. And then the second house is what you value, what you have, your self worth, everything that you value in your life. It's how you make your money. Okay, so let's just say we have a second house Virgo, and then the sun's moving through there. This is an abundance transit for them. Anytime the sun moves through any second house, that always feels really good. You feel a lot of expressive self-worth. The ego feels really good. It's a calm place to be. Virgo can sometimes, on the other hand, be a little bit kind of tough energy, just depending on how you see Virgo. Um, so this is a very earthy person that has their stuff together. Okay, they've got all their systems in place, and that's how we see them. But that moon in the eighth house, that Pisces, it's a quick transit. The moon moves quickly through the eighth house. But when you have an eighth house moon, that's when you're feeling a little bit, like you want to go deep and to make deep love to the person next to you, to share on a soul level with them, just transfer that energy back and forth. So that's what I have to say about that. And then Pisces is even more loving and willing to give and receive.
Okay. Okay. Um, so this Pisces placement, so this is the Nine of Cups, and its keyword is mental detour. And this says that this card is telling you that it is time to get out of your head and open up your feelings more.
Nice.
Right. And so maybe that is expressing yourself more than perhaps you have wanted to, right? Then we have the sun over here in the Chariot, which this is the action card. This is get yourself moving, get yourself going. Um,
Let me
this
see
is
that
pretty
card.
cool. This is, yeah.
Yeah, that looks a lot different. But look, there's an eclipse in it. Do you see that?
Oh, there is. Wow, you're quick. Ah, that's awesome. I didn't even see that.
That's amazing. Yeah,
Yeah.
the seven chakras. Yeah, sometimes when the sun's in Virgo, we don't express ourselves. Now, this wouldn't be a person necessarily with a sun in Virgo. It's just the sun is transiting through their second house
Through
through
Virgo.
Virgo.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Mm-hmm.
through their second house, they've got all the expressive qualities of Virgo energy, which isn't always like out there in front of everybody either. So what you said about it being more of a shadow energy, I think that makes sense for that sun over there.
So
Yeah.
would you say that with Virgo being in the second house as far as it goes to possessions and money and stuff like that, is it time to maybe make a move on that
It would
or
really depend on their other chart. I mean, I don't always have
oh, gotcha.
like financial advice when it comes to these things, but typically the sun is a financial transit. And with Virgo, it has to do with the earth energy. So, for all of you archaics subs that I found through archaics, we're tapping into Jason's inner astrologer. Base Diaper just reported. So I'm happy to hear that. I'm happy. I want to watch the live he did today, but I've been so busy. I'm going to probably watch that tomorrow. Um, all right, let's switch it. Let's put the moon in the second house and put the sun in the eighth house. So now Virgo's in the eighth house. And now the moon with Pisces is in our second house. So second house Pisces is like just pure universal love and oneness. And with the second house, it's valuing the self, loving the self. So a lot of times these Pisces have a little bit more self-love than Pisces typically might. Typically, the shadow of Pisces is going to be a little bit depressed and morose. So,
Mm.
but in the second house, it might be a little bit more practical Pisces that's connected to sort of earthy things and earthy values. But a moon moving through there might kind of hit the heartstrings of that Pisces a little bit. And then as you have Virgo in the eighth house, these people, they really understand the powerful transformation of the energy of the birthing mother sky goddess, those transformations and initiations that the divine feminine has to go through. It's not always pretty, it's not always clean, but it's perfectly imperfect and it's powerful, right? So that's Virgo in the eighth house, that energy of transformation. And so Sun's moving there, moving through your eighth house right now. So you're going deep, you're uncovering things, you're expressing the deep inner subconscious too.
Yeah. So what I'm getting from here is that it's just expression. I think it's all about expressing the inner feelings. I mean, these two just seem to work synergistically with one another, even when they're switched.
Right?
You know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like what how the cards comment on the axis. I mean, we can probably get this method down, but I just really wanted to run through this with you tonight and see kind of how this felt. And so we might have ways of where we can like, we can talk about the axis and the cards, and then, maybe do the astrology with moving the sun and the moon. Maybe that would be easier. I don't know. But if you guys like that, let me know. If you want to see more of these Zodiac spreads, I thought this was a lot of fun because
Yeah.
I love these
Cool.
cards. These are really, really beautiful. And of course, I forgot to put Dezaree's ticker up. You guys should definitely
Oh,
go
thank
check
you.
her out, subscribe to her channel. Desiree, you're starting to you've done a reading already.
I have, and I'm in the process of doing another one.
You
So
are. Oh my gosh, this is
yes,
so exciting.
yay.
You guys, she
It
has such
is.
a put your face back up so people can see your
Okay, let me
pixel.
come back. Why do I press the wrong button all the time?
Yeah.
They need to move these buttons around, is what they need to do. Okay. Awesome. What? I don't know why this isn't working. My daughter's trying to talk to me while I'm on.
Yeah. I can't see you, but I can hear you. There she
Oh,
is.
there it goes.
Hello,
Now I'm back.
hello. Thank you for trying that. I know that was like not something you usually do.
Right. I don't
Yeah.
normally do spreads. And it was just trying to, I don't know. I liked it though. I
Okay, good.
really, I thought it was cool. I did like it. Did everybody else like it?
I think people liked it.
Oh,
We
cool.
still have 37
Was
watching, which is pretty good.
Well, was it easy to follow? Did y'all think it was easy to follow? Is there anything we can do to make it easier? I'm actually made labels for all of the zodiac constellations. I should have done it for the houses.
Okay.
And I was going to do that so it would be easier for people to know what was what. But yeah, I didn't think about doing it for the houses. So,
But this
but
was
yeah,
just
I
a
think
fun
maybe that would help.
exercise in sort of segmental reading so that people that have these placements, they can go to that spot and kind of get an idea of what their energy is, or watch the whole thing and get an idea of how the tarot and the astrology can work together. And, so if
And how you
something,
can do it on your own as well.
yeah, and
Yeah.
if something was said that was helpful, that was the intention of tonight. Nothing too heavy or scary or anything like that. Just like open your channel, look at the cards, look at the astrology, see what's happening for you, see what's playing out for you. Because I know for me that fourth and 10th house absolutely resonated. I'm in that right now. I'm in
Awesome.
the cards, I'm in the stones, I'm in the astrology. So I don't know how the first and seventh house resonated for you, but
I think it is. For me, because of my personal relationships and me kind of getting back into balance with myself and really being able to express myself and allowing my vulnerability to show. That's one of the things that I've always had an issue with, but I've been working on it, and I'm starting to see some changes because I've been doing the hard work, which
You
is
have. You've been hustling. You've been doing all of this with your kids, with your cats, with your family, and you're going to get a new job. I mean, I don't know. I don't know how you do it. You're an
oh my
amazing, high
gosh.
functioning person for sure.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
So,
Well, I like to keep busy, to say the least. So I'm not one to watch TV and stuff.
yeah, me
So
too. I don't even know what's going on.
I don't
Well,
either. I did catch some of the debate though, which I thought was kind of funny.
that was a weird
But
experience.
it was-
I can't watch cable news anymore. I'm like, ugh, I get like a sick feeling in
well,
my stomach, like I'm being
it's
lied
so
to.
polarizing.
Mhm.
It's just either you're on that team or you're on the other team. There's no unbiased opinion, unbiased explanation of what's going on, and so that's kind of frustrating for me. So
Agree.
because I don't identify with any of those parties, but I do wish to know what's going on, and I'm with you. I can't watch cable television either.
I wait for my husband to tell me what's going on.
Same here.
Yeah,
Same
he's
here.
like, "Did you hear about
Yeah.
this?" I'm like, "No, tell me everything."
No.
And
Right. Right.
then when people talk about it, I'm like, "Okay, I know what's
Right. Right.
going on." Cool.
Yeah.
Well, it was an absolute joy to have you, and I appreciate you for
Oh,
trying
thank
something new with
you.
me. That was really, really cool. I really felt some good moments in there when were doing that, and I think we can tighten it up a little and maybe do it
Yeah.
again, maybe on
Right.
the
Right.
eclipse that's coming, so we can. And what we'll do is we'll keep it real simple. We'll put those two stones in just one house because that'll be amazing. So it won't be so
Okay.
complicated. I did
Right.
promise one thing in my description that I wanted to just share really quick so that you
Okay.
guys would know if you follow tropical and you've stayed on this channel this long for an hour and 25 minutes that you see where that moon is in a tropical chart. But I have to pull up the um, degrees here real quick. So let's see. So the sun would be 6. Oh, look, it's 6 and 6. Oh, no, I'm lying. That's 2 and 6. Just remember those numbers. Sun is 2 and moon is 6. So when you
Sun
go to,
is 2,
yeah.
moon is 6.
So when we go to this spreadsheet, we go to Sun Virgo 2, and that would be Leo 17. Okay. So wherever Leo
Okay.
17, if you're tropical, whatever house that falls in, that's Leo 17 for you. That's the house that you should be using for this particular energy look at. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yes. And then if you
I
are
see.
tropical and oh, did I do that wrong?
6.
I think I did it wrong.
2.
Sorry.
Oh,
True sidereal Virgo. Hold on, right here was 2. So it's still Virgo, but it's Virgo 25. So that's fine. That'll work. And then Pisces 6. So Pisces 6 is this. We might actually be sharing this full moon with tropical. I didn't even realize that.
oh,
That is so
that's
funny. Oh my
cool.
gosh.
Yeah.
It's when finally our tropical brothers and sisters are like, copacetic with what we're saying and we're
Right.
copacetic with what they're saying. So yeah, it might
That's
actually work out.
awesome.
It's all going to work out. This is
Synergy.
about unity. We're all going to come together
Right.
in unity, right?
Yes, yes. Under this eclipse.
Cool. All right. Well, we'll say goodbye to everyone. Des will hang out
Bye,
for just a second.
everyone.
You guys,
Yes.
Dezarey will be off next week. We'll have Michael. So make sure y'all tune in to see that. And then
I'll be
email me with
there.
any questions. And I'm getting through those readings, guys. Thanks so much. Have a wonderful eclipse and a wonderful
Bye. Take
night.
care.
See you later.